Did you rub my lamp?
1,000 generations to the Nina.
Here we go.
Very nice to be with you today, Mr. Fowler. How are you?
I'm good. Nice to meet you, Lane.
Thank you so much. I wanted to start by congratulating you on the film and thanking you for doing so much for these characters. I can't describe, like, I saw the first trailer when it came out, and I went and saw it with my grandma, and then I took my girlfriend to see the next one, and then I took my best friend to see the next one. So it's just been like a real, like, growing up process for me. And
Oh, amazing. And thank you for recruiting your family and friends. That's the support we need. Well done, sir.
thank you so much. I have a Shadow plushie too, and I'm like, I'll give you this if you just come with me. Just come.
Oh, and bribery.
I know, I'm really pulling out all the stops.
I love it.
Well, I wanted to start by asking about your involvement in the Shadow game. I've heard a lot about that. How did that like kind of rope you in? And now we're in the third film where that character's, a big deal.
Yeah, no. I started my career in entertainment as a character animator. I was in visual effects, and so I was hired by Tim Miller, who owned a company called Blur Studio, and we got hired to work on all kinds of different things. And Sega came to us in 2004 and had this Shadow the Hedgehog game. And one of the things that Blur did for a lot of video game companies is create these sort of cinematics, the kind of like, it wasn't gameplay. It was like very high polish, pre-rendered cutscenes and stuff to help promote the games. So we got hired to work on Shadow. And so and this is like one of my literally first jobs in the industry. I just moved out to California. I was just excited to be there and to have opportunities to work on, with great characters. And so for Shadow, it was a combination of layout, which is kind of like camera work and setting up the scene. And then I also did some animation and got to actually animate Shadow. And so, yeah, it's so wild to me that over 20 years later, here I am and getting to introduce the character to the world on the big screen and just it is just, honestly, it's just kind of unbelievable.
And when it comes to that character, Keanu Reeves, obviously, big deal, big cast. A lot of people were hoping for that, looking forward to that. Was he familiar with the character going in? What were those conversations like trying to sort of work that out?
He was. I mean, certainly just maybe on a simpler level, but then once once he came out of the project and we sort of had our first conversations, it was great because it was very clear he had gone and done a lot of homework and done some research. He had asked about Shadow and Maria. He just asked about, just a lot of a lot of questions that just really proved that he wanted to get it right. And he knew how important to the fans it would be for him to get it right. So no, it was just up until the minute the movie came out, I feel like he was really just like, I hope they like my Shadow. And I'm like, Keanu, they're gonna love it. I promise. They loved the trailer. They love everything they've seen. But no, it really is. It was just great to see him take it so seriously and want to do right by the fans.
That's awesome. He's a fan favorite for sure, I would say. You talked a little bit about the time travel mechanic before that was originally sort of involved in the plot, and we saw a little bit, I think, in the concept art too. Could you speak to maybe what that was gonna look like before you pulled it out?
It just, movies are hard. I mean, especially in the early stages when it's blue sky and you're just kind of like, what about this? What about that? Because the minute you have to commit to things, things start to kind of it crystallizes and it becomes a little more rigid. And so in the early days, you're just like, you really just want to throw out big ideas and see where they go. Because at the end of the day, you just want to find the best version of the story and the best version of the movie. And so that was one of the ideas, but it didn't go too far down the road. I mean, there was never a script based off of it. It was really just very much in the blue sky realm of like what would that version of the movie look like? So I don't have a ton of details in terms of what to offer. But just that we always approach these movies the same way. We want to leave no stone unturned. We want to look at everything and just see where's the best movie.
Awesome. Well, I think that's all I've got time for, but I really appreciate you and your answers, and I hope that the rest of the day goes well for you.
Thanks, Lan. Appreciate you being a support. Truly, it really
Awesome.
means a lot to us. So thank you for helping out.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to the next one.